I sleep with the highway under my skin, pavement prayers and neon sins. My hands remember handcuffs in the shape of a loaded grin. Volunteer to the bottle, sanctified in broken glass. Wheel spins like a preacher's tongue, leading me from the past. There was a woman once with a name like rain. She left me for the sunrise and a freight train's refrain. I set fire to the photographs, watched her face melt away. Now it's smoking heavy horses in the corners of my day. I keep a picture in my wallet of a life I couldn't keep. A faded grin, a crooked rain, a promise buried deep. Ashes on the highway, dust in the back of my throat. I tip my hat to the devil when the last light starts to flow. Still sings beneath the moon, and I'm a voice that won't slow down. I got gravel in my laughter and a six-string for a crown. There were men in black who took what I refused to show. They left across the bullets where the cold wind used to blow. If salvation has a price, then I'll pay in iron and bone. Sing me out, rough-hearted, let the whiskey roll me home. I grin at the wreckage, count the scars by the mile. A husky whisper on my lips, every bruise a country style. So roll me down by dusk, where the tall weeds claim the road. Ashes on the highway, this outlaw's last abode. I got ashes on the tailgate and a moon that don't forgive. The highway's been a sermon and the night won't let me live. Old boots shoved in the corner, memories dragged through mud. A woman left her picture under the hood in a glass of blood. Keep my jaw set like iron, keep my hands with a coke and fine. I've paid in dusty Sundays, trading mercy for a hardline grind. The dog won't howl for strangers, the bar's a hollow hymn. I drink to drown the echo, but the echo drinks me in. There's a ledger in my pocket, written in names I can't unread. Some were saints, some were sinners, some are better left dead. I don't pray for forgiveness, I pray for the road to stay. and stars like watchful strangers to guide me through the grave. The sheriff stares like thunder, the preacher looks away. I count my choices backwards, I burn the rest to clay. If life taught me two lessons, it's to reckon and to run, to hold your tongue at midnight and to hide the smoking gun. So I roll down the window, let the cold wind wash my face. Ashes on the tailgate mark the places I can't erase. He grinned with a mouth full of barbed wires and sin. Said, boy, you better learn where the dark ends and begins. His hat was a shadow that swallowed the light. His hands were the law and they moved like a knife. We drank in the back where the neon forgot. Shared a secret handshake and a pocket of rye. He taught me to shoot with a hymn and a curse. Said shoot to remember, boy, or shoot to disperse. I carried his teachings like a coin in my palm. Kept them for when all of the rest came to harm. There ain't no mercy that fits in a fist. There's only the echo of a man who can't miss. Now I hum to myself when the rain hits a tin. Think of the day that I let him in. The town says a prayer and they spit on my name, but their doors ain't locked when they're listening for blame. I got a grin like a scar and a story for each mile. I wear my sins plain and I wear them in style. If you see me coming with a shadow and a gun, step to the side, boy, or you'll be the next one. On Black London Road, the map was torn, the paint all peeled from memory. I learned to read the low-slung shadows where the law won't bother me. Tail lights like false prophets, they blink in judgment and they lie. The pavement writes our secrets when the quiet starts to cry. I drove a winter in my backseat, full of old regrets and rope. I learned to measure danger by the length of hope. There were choices carved in timber, there were names etched in the thaw. I left a coin on the shoulder for the debts I never saw. The radio was low and steady, and the whiskey glass half gone. I hum along to lullabies that tell me how to carry on. They're saying mercy's fragile like a window in a storm, and sometimes mercy's heavier when you try to keep it warm. So I steer for open darkness, where the lanterns are light as thin, where men who preach about the morning tend to hide their sins. The night folds in around me with its ledger and its load. I keep the wheel and hold my breath on Black Lantern Road. Black whiskey on timber, stars like strangers overhead. I learned to love the taste of fear before I learned to sleep in bed. Mama taught me 2 prayers: keep your pistol and your pride. My papa taught me darker songs to keep the conscience tight. He rode like 2-legged ghosts through towns that hid their sins, where men traded favors and lost like they never could win. The night the cranes would call the news, the crow on lullaby, they'd tell me, son, keep walking, but I never asked them why. Blood runs in the gutter like a hymn that never ends. I keep my grudges fully tied like cards against my friend. The moon knows how I got here, the moon knows who I stole. My shadow wears the badge of things that hollowed out my soul. If God keeps score of sinners, mama, I'm a heavy debt. I learned to pray with one hand and the other with a cigarette. Nothing's callous spit the sermon on the floor. Outlaws find no mercy, 'cause mercy's just a locked front door. So pull another glass tonight, let the thunder clap and roll. We'll sing about the lonely and the ways that robbers stole. The road you preacher, cruel and cold, that preaches do or die, and every almond wears a grin beneath the outlaw sky. They carved an initial in the wood where the river ran shallow. Said they'd meet me by the bridge with pockets full of hollow. We shared a bottle, swapped our sins like poker hands. Prayed the river'd wash us clean, but it only took the sand. The sheriff wrote my name in a book that smelled like dust. Said, boy, you had your chances. I said, man, I had to rust. The night kept its teeth and the moon kept its grin. I kept a lighter, a lie, and a gun in the back of my skin. I've been stepping over footprints that led back to my door. Old partners in the darkness keeping score. You can hear the coyotes sing when a man goes wrong. They sing about the heroes that don't last long. I dream of iron bars and a sky I can't reach. I pray to a God that don't answer to speech. If living's a sentence and survival's a crime, then every crooked mile's just a line of time. Nobody taught me mercy. I learned to hold my own. Carved my name on the back road I called home. So if you find me whisper across a swear and a stone, tell my daughter I loved her more than a mouthful of bone. Last town we rode into had a welcome sign that looked like a joke. population ghosts at red. And we laugh because laughter's cheaper than tears. I kept an old coin in my pocket that rattled like a clock when I walk. It used to buy things, now it buys silence at the door of a place where nobody asks for names. I learned to read a man's future and how he treats a stray dog. If he kicks you across the street, if he feeds you by your own dinner. There was a man who fed me once and told me about a farm he'd never seen. I nodded and let him talk. It's polite to let a man sell his dreams to a stranger. I left before the sun found me and tattooed his name on the underside of my patience. You carry the smell of other people's mistakes like a second skin. Some nights it's foxfire, bright and useless. Some nights it's the smell of burning paper. I swallowed a match once to see if I could make a flame inside myself. It didn't work. I became a story instead, a cautionary tale told at bars so men can sleep with one eye open and a coin under their mattress. They put me on a list of the men who won't laugh. Gave me the number and the name, put a photograph. Prison yard teaches patience and crooked breath. You count the days like the money you never kept. I traded my freedom for a pocket full of sins. Left my girl on the corner biting her lip of chagrin. The guard's got an eye like a coin turned cold. He counts names like verses and he keeps what he's told. I've seen men pray soft with their backs to the wall, heard them whisper the names of the wives they recall. A deck of rusted dreams and a bed rolled thin. I learned how to numb where the pain used to begin. When the bell rings morning, it's a metal heartbeat. I lace up regret with the dirt on my feet. There's a letter in my pocket with a child's hand scrawl. Says, Daddy, come home, but I swear I can't crawl. I'll be heavier still, full of regret and a gun in the kill. But the night keeps a promise the day never made. And I walk these back roads where the debts get paid. I was born where the chain link meets the cheatgrass and the law don't come. Raised on broken promises and barroom tongues. My first lesson was in knuckles, my first sermon from a fight. We wore our sins like silver and we kept them out of sight. There was a crooked sheriff who liked his whiskey neat. He'd smile like a gambler and dance with anyone he'd beat. We kept our mouths shut tight when midnight bells would clang, because the song of the town was the rattle of a gang. There's a ledger in the back room with names I swear I don't recall, but every time I pass the diner I feel the weight of it all. Gravel and gunmetal in my veins and dust behind my eyes. I sing to the open country where the last of the honor lies. Swinging with the ghost we left inside, and every toast we make is for a brother who has died. I keep a picture on my dashboard of a girl with honest hands. She left a note that said forgive me and ran to other lands. If death's a kind of mercy, then I'm living his decree. But the barrel keeps the calendar and the night keeps calling me. I carve my name in wood like a promise carved in bone, riding toward the horizon with a heart that's made of stone. When the law comes knocking, I'll laugh and hand them rust. Gravel in my footsteps and a life made out of dust. Nails in the dirt sing like a gravel choir under my soul. Every step a confession, every mile a story that the silence stole. My hands have learned the calendar by the callus and the scar. I've kissed the cross of morning and I dance with every bar. The town sleeps with one eye open, the windows stitched in dust. The neon hums like sermon and the preacher tastes like rust. You can hear the past cadence where the jukebox used to cry. The ghosts have learned to harmonize with the low and lonesome sky. Keep a ledger of small mercies folded in my shirt, a faded photograph of love and the ache it left on dirt. I've watched men make decisions that the daylight never sees, seen brothers split like timber under the weight of their unease. If heaven holds a doorway, it's been shuttered by our hands. We'd traded all our soft horizons for a yard of harder lands. So push the truck and start the engine, let the chorus grind and roll. The gravel choir keeps on singing to a tired, guilty soul. I kept my hands steady while the world shook loose. Kept a pocket full of pebbles and a loaded excuse. They taught me to shoot when the barn caught flame. Told me a man's worth is the roar of his name. There's a stain on the floorboard that never came out. A small town rumor with a rusted shout. We barter in silence and we trade in remorse. Keep a list of wrongs like a weathered divorce. I slept in the cell with two shadows and a plan. Counted the rings on my life like a rusted tin can. I remember the taste of the cigarette light, the face of the man who cried on my last night. If regret was a road, I'd have been walking for a mile. If forgiveness was rain, I've been drowning in smile. But this is a dark country where the law is a joke, and salvation's a bullet you can smell when you choke. Still hum an old hymn when the whiskey runs dry, and I kiss the names of Robert tear in my eye. If you hear a gravel voice under a low thin moon, that's me whispering sins that came due too soon. My hands tell stories, my mouth won't scars in the creases, from a life that learned early how to bargain in pain. I drove out with nothing but a crowbar and a temper, thinking I'd fix things, I fixed nothing. I learned the hard way that closure isn't a thing you find. It's a thing you leave a note for and hope the road reads it kindly. There's a motel sign on the highway that calls itself salvation. Had to checked in once and woke up with someone else's shadow on my chest, and a bill that smelled like bad decisions. I burned the receipt and watched the flame feed on regret. Sometimes I think of going back to the farm where my father kept chickens and kept his mouth shut. He taught me to count birds and to count debts and left me both. People call me dangerous 'cause I smile like a man with a secret. Really, I'm just tired of the lie that says a man can walk away clean. The world keeps tally in small ways, stains on collars the way a woman avoids a gaze, the silence after the gunshot that everyone pretends not to hear. I walk past churchyards and wink at the dead like old friends. They never answer. Maybe that's mercy, or maybe they're just tired too. They called him a preacher for lack of a better sin to hang on him. He taught Bible verses like ledger lines, and then taught how to count a man's blood with the same hand. I crossed his path on the edge of a field where the grass collects secrets and the wind carries small betrayals like ash. He looked at me like he wished I was someone else, and I looked back like a ledger with the balance filled in. And I had a girl once who kept all her letters in a shoebox and all her mercy in a jar by the sink. She left me a note that said, "Don't follow." I took one step and the world spat me sideways. Men in cheap leather laugh easy until the night they have to hold a truth that bites. I learned to close my mouth and let my boots do the talking, the only language that doesn't beg for forgiveness. The river doesn't care who prays, it swallows and keeps company with the bones of better plans. I saw a man once who looked at himself in the water and didn't like what winked back. That's the kind of mirror that makes you want to change clothes and your name. I keep mine as a scar, a thing I can point to and say, this is what I did. Some people call it honesty, some call it a warning. I learned to ride with my hands on the rail, nose to the wind, mouth full of dust and no regret. Mama said the river takes what a man won't give up, so I let it have the letters and the last pair of boots. Nights are for counting ghosts, smell like diesel and cheap bourbon. I keep my jaw set against the cold. The lantern at my shoulder, blinking like a guilty eye. There was a man in town who said my name like it meant something he could take. His grin was a promise of trouble, and I kept my fingers near the rusted thing beneath my coat. I don't pray much, but sometimes I whisper apologies to the road. I remember a woman with a stitched up laugh and a stare that could read the ledger of a man's sins. She left a cigarette in the ashtray, a note folded twice, and a pocket full of bullets that weren't mine. I spent a long winter carrying both until spring learned how to look the other way. Sometimes at dusk a coyote sing like they know the truth, and I answer low like a man practicing his goodbyes. Broken glass, a motel sign that flickers vacancy like it's daring me. I took the room, lay on a mattress that still smelled like yesterday's lies, and dreamed of a road that might end in a pine box or a small town with forgiving hands. Wind rattled the window like fingers counting down. I walked out before dawn with my hat on backward and the weight of every hush stitched under my skin. If they ever tally what I owe, they'll find I paid in small, slow things. Late night prayers, a gun that never left the shelf, and a tongue that learned to swallow the names of men who deserve the dark. Last call at sundown, and the chairs are all laid flat. The jukebox coughs a memory like a secret settling in my hat. I've sold myself some reasons, I've traded warmth for pride. I've stood in rows of strangers and watched the easy things die. There was a promise in a pocket that I never made good on. There was a light upon a porch that burned out with the dawn. I keep the pistol in the cradle of a hand that learned to wait. Some choices come like thunder and some come soft as fate. I got a ledger full of maybes and a name carved in the wall, a ribbon of a warning tied around a night they used to call. The barkeep counts a sorrow with a careful, patient smile. He knows a broken man when he's been broken for a while. So pour the glass and listen to the rhythm of the rain. Every drop is like a metronome ticking down the train. If life is just a crossroads wire-tied with fear and pride, I'll burn the map and cross the line where reckonings reside. This town will keep its stories, and its people keep their load. I'll stand and make the last call while the sun goes down on the road. The sun came up on a debt that couldn't be paid. My boots filled up with sorrow and the tracks of men who trade. We rode the blacktop promises until the petrol ran out thin. My name's been spoken low, where angels don't begin. I sold the land my father left for a bullet, for a bar. Bought a ring that cost a memory and a bullet for a scar. She said come home like it was simple, like the ocean's simple tide. I thought the pistol in my hand could bring an easier ride. Bullets write the headlines in the papers we ignore. Every sunset's another name, and every dawn's a score. I set the night on fire just to feel the heat again. Took my place among the outlaws with a grin like a sin. Now the horses stop and listen when I hum my weary tune. Frost on the fence post, a silver sliver of the moon. Last rodeo at dawn, I ride for what I stole. For lovers turned to strangers and a debt that takes its toll. If the reaper ever answers, I'll pay him in broken song. A husky whisper in the darkness where the lost belong. So let the townsfolk gossip, let the tongues get sharp and loud. I'll ride until the morning or until the angels bow. The road keeps all my secrets and the sky keeps all my scars. Last rodeo at dawn beneath the dim and distant stars. I kept a list of every name that hurt me, folded tight like a pocket knife. You only show to friends you don't trust nice. I read the list by cigarette light and practiced what my hands would do if they had fewer poems to write and more reasons to act. There's an art to not being forgiven. It takes time and a steady jaw. On a bridge that smells like oil and old prayers, I met a man who offered me restitution in the form of silence. He said restitution is just a polite name for disappearing. I thought about staying, being the man who tries to fix fences. Instead I walked away with gravel in my shoes and a song on my lips. I can't seem to stop humming. Maybe it's a prayer, maybe it's a warning. Some people say I'm hollow, maybe they're right. Hollow men echo, and my echo carries the sound of boots on the floorboards and the creak of a swing. Nobody visits. The moon rides low over the fields like a watchful eye. I tip my hat to it and keep walking, body bent to the wind. The weight of memory punching like holes through my jacket. If you find me later, tell the story straight. Don't dress it up for the children. I keep the map under my mattress, edges brown like the palms that held it. Write numbers with fingerprints in the margin, names are crossed out with a thumb. There was a woman with a laugh like spilled coin. We burned the whiskey bottle and the matches, but kept the smell. She carved a crescent in the back of my hand, so I remember to leave. I left anyways, 'cause leaving is the only hymn I know. Truck stops learn the shape of my boots. Bartenders feed me coffee like confession. Once a sheriff asked me if I missed anything. I told him I missed the way rain sounds on a tin roof. When you're not waiting for someone to come home. He didn't ask who I drive slow past the place where the old willow fell. Maybe it took a body with it, maybe it just gave me a place to whisper. The road keeps moving, I'm just a stain it can't quite scrub out. I met a kid with oil-stained fingers who wanted stories you could buy. I gave him a lie wrapped in truth and a dime for his dreams. We traded nods like men who have been measured and found wanting. Sometimes the horizon looks back and I can see my face in the heat. Shimmer, older, harder. Maybe there's a place where the dirt won't remember how I broke the fence. Until then Bar's neon coughed out my name last night. Letters half burned like an old promise. I kept my hat low in my hands where patrons could see them. Honest, if you ask the wood and the lighter, there was a piano that swung like an old man telling time, and a girl with a crow's feet laugh who called me by the town I used to be. I set my glass down and let the ice melt into all the choices I didn't make. I lost a dog in a place that doesn't take kindly to soft things. I don't say much about it, only that the dog taught me to listen for footsteps that don't end where they're supposed to mend. Men come in wearing suits pressed like lies. They buy the silence for a night and leave with a grin like a closing drawer. I once thought revenge had a face. It turned out to be a chain. I wore without knowing a cold thing humming in the pocket of my jacket. When the lights dim, the jukebox plays a hymn. For the damned, I stand at the door long enough for the rain to find my shoulders. Let it wash the cheap cigarette smell into the gutter. There's a horizon that knows I won't stop, and I don't pretend to chase it. I just keep walking, boots scuffing against the same old story, waiting to see which chapter ends first. My luck or the road. The yard was a map of names we ain't speak, a rusted out choir in the cold of the week. I knelt on the ground and prayed like a thief for a pardon that never came and a peace that was brief. My son wrote Dad with a shaky hand on the wall. I said come home soon, though I never did call. The jailhouse lights hum like a bad bedtime tune. I count the stars there and I count up the noon. There's a postcard from a woman with tired blue eyes. Says forgive him if you can, with a hope that won't rise. I keep a picture folded with a gasp and a scene of a porch light that burned for a man like me in a dream. If prison teaches patience, it's a lesson in pain. You learn how to live where the hours rain. The screws keep a rhythm like a metronome of fear. and you pray to the ceiling for someone to hear. When they open the gate and the cold hits the skin, I'll walk the back roads like a man who owes sin. But I'll carry a promise that trembles and sways, a prison-yard prayer for the end of my days. I came up through the hollow with a chip on my grin. Learned quick that a man gets his keep in the wind. There was a church bell ringing for a man named Cain, and the preacher sold his pockets to line his name. My hands found a hammer, then my hands found a gun. I learned the difference between killing and run. There's a ledger in my skull with the weight of a grave. I spend my nights bargaining what I couldn't say. I ride slow like a rumor that won't pass. Keep my faith in a bottle and my heart in a glass. The slide cries like a widow at the end of a song, while the back road hums low and the hours stretch long. If you ever find me beneath the sky without stars, know I paid old debts with the maps of my scars. Sometimes love is a bullet, and sometimes it's a lie. Sometimes it's a reason you don't even try. So leave the porch light off and lock the back gate. This town's got a hunger that don't know to wait. If the truth is a pistol and mercy is thin, then I'm just a man looking for somewhere to begin. I keep a box of bullets for reasons I can't say. They rattle like answers when the night slips away. There's a ledger of apologies I never could send, an alley of echoes where the lost man bends. The moon's a tin corn flipped by a hand gone numb. The road hums a dirge for the things that we become. I stitch my regrets to the seam of my coat. I talk to the ghosts and I learn how to float. There's a woman in a photograph with a face like a map. She traced my name with a thumb, I traced back the gap. I swore I'd come back with the weight weight off my chest. But weight is a thing that don't make for rest. So I aim at the horizon with a hard little laugh. I smoke out my conscience with a slow drag of craft. If redemption's a river, mine's dried in the dust. If salvation's a temple, mine's worshipped by rust. I'll sing this hymn till the bullet's last spin, a hymn for the sinners who never could win. If the world takes my name and it dresses me thin, I'll still be here hollering with my iron and skin. They say salvation waits for heroes, but I never played that part. I learned to hide the hollows where the bullets made my heart. The church bell rang for sinners and the choir sang in lights. I stood outside the doorway while the saints cased their alibis. My roof leaked like my conscience, my dog ran with the moon. I kept a bottle for devotion and a dagger for the room. There's a ledger full of names I never meant to keep. I signed my soul in pen and ink, then watched it fall asleep. My bed remembers footsteps of the ladies I betrayed. My hands remember metal and the price that I have paid. The morning smells of engine oil and burned out midnight calls. And every mirror knows the man that's scarred beneath it all. Salvation for the damned, it's a rumor on the wind, like a preacher with a broken hymn and a truth he can't rescind. I sing for all the lost ones, for the barrows and the burns, for the mothers who keep silent and for fathers who don't learn. There is no crown for mercy, there's no medal for the weak, only a crooked road that laughs with every tongue it meets. So let me ride the thunder, let me court the bitter end. My voice is gravel aged, my breath a bitter friend. If heaven is a distant town I never cared to find, I'll raise a toast to darkness and leave salvation far behind. My hands smell of oil and old cigarette smoke. My name is a rumor, folks whispering folk. I keep a ledger with the names of the lost. I keep a gun for the frost and a corn for the cost. The church bell's a hammer that don't hit the right tone. The preacher sells comfort and collects every bone. I learned to run on whiskey in the cold of the moon. I learned to keep walking and never sing a tune. The back road's my scripture, the dust is my psalm. I read it at night when the world goes calm. There's a store with a bell where the men point and stare. They fold up their tongues when they see the way I wear my stare. I got enough scars to build me a door, enough bad mornings to last me a war. But the dawn don't forgive and the dust don't forget, and I've still got the taste of regret on my breath. So if you drive by and you see me sitting low, don't stop to ask why, don't bother to know. Just keep your hands steady on the wheel of your fate, 'cause some roads ain't for saving and some men ain't for breaking. The sign said 10 miles to nowhere, so I kept it straight. The radio hissed like a snake with a secret to state. My hands held the wheel like they owned the damn night. My breath was a fog and the moon was a white fight. There was a sheriff's badge and a bottle in a ditch, and a girl with a bruise who couldn't remember which. We traded stories for shelter and kisses for salt. Learned the math of the desperate and the shape of a fall. I pulled a rusted blade out of a pocket and sang. Swore I'd carve my penance in the barroom's newfangled clang. They lined the road with the men who had gone before, left their names on the post like a long aching sore. If the night had a tongue, it would have cursed me to sleep. If sleep had a mercy, it wouldn't come cheap. I keep the engine warm and the gun under seat. I count my blessings in pennies and the miles under feet. When dawn comes slow with a gray on its cheek, I'll be farther away than the faith that I seek. 10 miles to nowhere becomes a prayer I repeat, a hymn for the hopeless with no shoes on their feet. There was a night, the sky open, and the town smelled like penny and wet paper. I held a hand that wasn't mine for all of an hour, and learned the shape of betrayal from the stars. They don't teach you how to forgive the person who teaches you to forget. That's something you learn in bed with the curtains closed and a lighter's flame for company. I learned how to hide a thing inside a throat of silence. Words you swallow until the stomach learns to carry them. A man with a blue shirt and a smile like a switchblade asked about my past like he's reading a menu. I told him I preferred pie and small talk. He told me everyone has a tipping point. He never met mine. I keep my eyes low when I pass him now, and it feels like walking through a storm with no umbrella. Every town has an angle where the law takes vacation and the rest of us are left to sign the laws. I signed my name with a pen that bled faintly when rain hit it. It was the first time I felt the weight of a promise I sleep. With the radio on to drown the memory of a voice that says stay. I left anyway, 'cause staying is for the naive and the buried. I keep a bottle where the moonlight bends, and a length of barbed wire in the shed. Both have cut me simple ways, reminding me of promises I bled. Mama prayed for mercy, but the wind prefers my name. It whistles through the fence post like a hymn I failed to claim. I learned the law of rust and hunger, learned the way a good man breaks. You either stand and watch the losing, or you sink before it takes. There are men with coal-lined pockets who will take what you don't own, and there are debts you pay in silence when the sheriff's never shown. A sliver of glass, a crooked smile, a mark behind the hand. You do the math of desperation when the night demands a man. I watch your eyes and sharpen where the cornfield meets the sky. I weigh my son's bright futures against the reason men will die. If mercy is a currency, I'm broken wearing shame. So I bind my oath with whiskey, keep my conscience in a frame. Sometimes a man has nothing left but a decision made in steel, and sometimes a broken promise is the only way to heal.